Hey there! Day 3 of playing the 3.5 Trailblaze story, I guess. And I've been told that I've got maybe an hour left. I haven't checked to see if we've got any more as I've writtens or not. So if we end up being a really short stream, I'm sure reading more as I've written will definitely fill that up. Like, who's not finished? So they got 5. What about you? Do you have all 5? Yeah, you have all 5. I don't imagine Evernight has all 5. Yeah, we only got 1 in here. So I'm assuming that we're going to get more of these by the end. Here's the admin notes where we get Lygus' reveal.
Your heart.
Alright. Let's give an update on my leg. Leg's doing fine. I can hear my knee popping when I move it. But it doesn't hurt. So, whether that's a sign of me being in good or not, I don't know. I have almost full range of motion. I can sit cross-legged in my chair now. And that's the leg update. What else do we want to cover? Ooh, right. Where I'm standing right now, as I ended the last stream, I found something funny on the ground. By funny, I mean interesting. Because I saw Pollux's Underworld postcard, and what on earth is a postcard from Pollux? And then I read this, and I kind of feel sad that I didn't get my reaction, but I'd love to share it with y'all, because it might be something missable. Dear Miss Can, I find myself unsure how to address you, given that we've never actually met in this recurrence. Miss Cyrene once joked that in this recurrence, you, Can, owe me a hug. I found it quite embarrassing at first, but after descending into the nether realm and enduring the long passage of time, I've begun to envy the version of myself who will eventually meet you, and started hoping that silly little debt might actually get paid after all. Now forgive me for my sentimentality. The nether realm is more beautiful than I imagined, yet also more desolate. I've reunited with my sister Polixia here, alongside countless faces both known and unknown. Like the hundreds of heroes lost during the first flame chase, their minds fragmented, yet their insignia still shining brightly. Or Lady Aglaya, I just realized we still have an insignia from Cerydra that we haven't thrown away or anything, so that's still in our inventory somewhere. Or Lady Aglaya, who gifted me a nymph companion before silently fading into her flower fields. Not long after, Lady Tribby depleted her divine power to create the passage between Styxia and the vortex of Genesis, which Hycelens maintained with her power. Before departing, Tribby entrusted me with guarding this passage, and over countless years I witnessed from the nether realm my companions perished one after another, some never even managing to reach here, such as Myday, who shattered his soul into 5 pieces, or Professor Anaxa, who transmuted himself into the Philosopher's Stone. Finally, when not a single human being remained alive in Amphorius, Hycelens had to concentrate all her divine power within Styxia's revelry to seal Lygus. Without the ocean's power, the passage connecting Styxia to the vortex of Genesis began disintegrating, and then I made my final decision, to assume the form of Netherwing's corpse and command the waters of the River of Souls to preserve that passage. Before becoming Netherwing, I racked my mind thinking that what I might leave for you, but I could hardly expect to receive anyone's embrace as Netherwing. In a flash of recollection, I remembered Miss Cyrene once secretly told me that you had wished for me to send you a nether postcard from the underworld in the previous recurrence. So while my body can still hold a pen, I've written this letter for you, and instructed the flourishing Antilla flowers to carry it from the nether realm, waiting for you to find it. Someday when you travel that passage to the Vortex of Genesis, perhaps you'll discover this nether postcard amongst the Antilla flowers. Or perhaps by then, I will have expended all my power and fallen into deep slumber, with all the Antilla flowers long withered. But this is certainly not our last goodbye. Should you fulfill your destiny as the Deliverer, then in that bright new world I promise I'll find the courage to ask you for an embrace I've waited for millennia too long. Castris. It's both bittersweet, sad, and a little bit funny. And I think I found it, like, right over here somewhere. Or was it right here? Either way, it's very missable. So I can imagine some people not finding that. Alright. One last thing. Also, now that I think about it. No, I lost my train of thought. Oh well. Anyway, one last plug. Join the Discord if you'd like to know what I'm doing when I'm doing it. We've been live here 5 days this week streaming. 5 days. It's the 16th of August. And I was editing my recent playthrough of the Genshin Impact Archon quest for 5.8. And I realized that, the last Genshin video I recorded was on the 11th. This one was on the 12th. It's the 16th. This is our third day in a row streaming this. I've streamed 5 days this week, which is more than double my average. Which just goes to show how much I really want to actually stream some of these, or get through a lot of these, just to avoid spoilers. Because normally, I would take a day off after streaming to start editing the previous stream. Like, I'm still editing Tuesday's streams right now. This is like almost a 4-hour stream that I gotta chop up. And now we've gotten 2 3.5-hour Star Rail streams. And who knows, this might be another 3-hour stream. We've already wasted about 7 minutes of your time. But let's keep going. Let me check my inventory real quick. Cool, that item recycled. Let's go to story items. Where's that insignia? Do I still... There it is. Core Flame of World bearing, Flame Chase Medallion, an identification badge of the Flame Chase Army bearing the Imperator's highest command. The wearer has unrestricted access throughout the city. The fact that they gave us this item, or drew attention that we still have this item, and it's even mentioned in the letter that the people in the Netherworld still have it, makes me wonder if Cerydra's actually dead, or she's going to do something from the dead. But speaking of dead, let's check on the grave. Liberate the heroes. The Chrysosaurs who gave their lives chasing flame. Their fates were not foretold by prophecy, yet they bore no shame in their insignificance, with unwavering resolve. They shed golden blood along the flame chase journey. Read the inscription. Dux Frigoris Labenius, born Light Calendar 3743. Deceased, Light Calendar 3960. He lived to be over 200. Dux Brumalis, Seneca, born Light Calendar. There was like 500 deaths. Are we going to read through all of them, or just the important people? 3749. 3960. We're in like year 4 something right now, right? 49 something? Dux Carminium, Virginia. 3853. 3960. She's about 107. Dux Heliocist, Apollonus, 3704, 3960. He's over 200. At the end of the long epitaph, Cerydra, the Imperator, the demigod of law. Was she the demigod? Deceased, Light Calendar 3960. Why is it in bold? Did she actually pass the trial and become a demigod before she died? Liberate the heroes of the first flame chase journey. Pour the honey brew onto the gravestone. Amber liquid seeping into the crevices of the inscriptions. As if the heroes are drinking deep the spilled tribute. And one out for the homies!
To Virginia. Apollonius. Seneca. Labienus. And Cerydra.
I can never remember that pronunciation.
A brutal sacrifice. They lit the stars of law in this world, propelling Amphorius's fate forward.
Sure.
In the shimmering mirage of illusion, they entrusted their dreams to ride among the stars, to the hero yet to come.
Hey, that's me! I thought we already poured the honey brew. Why is it telling me to pour it? Oh, I gotta pour it over here. Liberate. Liable for the demigods. Oh, so this is another one. This is for everyone else. To the Chrysoseirs who gave their lives for a new world, their fates, as foretold by prophecy, are born whenever the world needs them, irrespective of how time and space may shift. All to fulfill their duty and answer their calling. Read the inscription. Terravox, demigod of Earth, born approximately 2,000 years before the light calendar system. Deceased, light calendar year 3961. Wow, you were still alive, even when we first arrived here. Aglaia, demigod of Romance, born 3860. Deceased, 4029. So we're actually getting birth years for all of the Chrysoseirs. This is kind of cool. Boy, this is really going to start filling up the timeline on the wiki. Castrus, demigod of death, born calendar deceased light calendar 4123. Well, just as soon as I said, oh, we're getting birthdays for all the characters? Nope. Because she's from the previous cycle. That's right. So she's before the light calendar system. She's like pre-year 0. So Caspers is actually like 4,000 something. Possibly older. Midamos, demigod of strife. Born light calendar 4071. Deceased 4284. Tribios, demigod of passage. Born light calendar 3720. Last piece of her deceased in light calendar 4295. Sephira, demigod of trickery, born light calendar 3942, deceased light calendar 4534. Anaxagoras, demigod of reason, born light calendar 4065, deceased light calendar 4534. Hyacinthia, demigod of sky, born light calendar 4297, deceased 4602. We did just see her recently. She's kind of fused with the sky, so she's not technically dead. Even in the previous cycle, she wasn't technically dead. At the end of the epitaph, a line is left unfinished. Is it Hysolins? Helektra, demigod of ocean, born light calendar 3860. Deceased light calendar. She started writing it already, huh? Libate, not liberate. You tip the chalice once more. This one's for the homies. I just realized I have a wine glass on my nightstand, or a tumbler, technically, that I could actually fill with wine right now, but I ain't gonna. I don't really drink. You tip the chalice once more, honeybrew bathing in the stone and golden blood upon a demigod forging destiny through the purifying flow.
Aglaia, Trebios, Midimos, Castris, Anaxagoras, Cyphera, Hyacinthia.
Have we ever used any of their full names before this?
In a relay spanning 1,000 years, they stood against enemies far beyond their strength, and won a bitter victory through what seemed like futile resistance.
So, Lygus, what are you going to do if I use the chronocognitive anchor to just leave now?
And in that same 30 million cycles, also marked by futility, they remained steadfast in fulfilling their duty to the experiment, unchanging, unwavering. Let this be the end of mourning the fallen. At last, allow me one final toast to the lost prison warden, a prisoner bound by loyalty.
That voice. Could it be?
I can barely hear it.
Bathed in the honeydew of Fagusa, she will awaken from her 1,000-year dream and sing the final song of her mission.
Hycelans.
This tombstone of the old world serves as the anchor of the Siren's illusion, a sigil Helektra used to bind herself. At the same time, it is the very thing I once proclaimed at the start of the show, a microcosm of Amphorius itself.
If you say so.
A group of prisoners bound themselves in a cave, crowning their suffering with heroism. An epic staged with shadows and echoes.
There we go again with the allegory of the cave.
Now, destroy it. End the illusion. The Theoros will take his leave for now. And when next we meet, that shall be the moment that decides the fate of Amphorius and the entire cosmos.
Are you sure about that? We got like 2 more patches before we're out of Amphorius.
Over, and the prisoner will soon be freed to the final execution ground, where I shall be executed, or be the executioner.
We didn't get subtitles for that, so I stopped talking. This feels a little bit disrespectful to be doing this to a gravestone monument. Shed all the golden blood for the past.
This world and I shall halt here. Until we meet again.
Well, that was just another memory. I thought that was actually her for a second. Oh, now I can hear the song. Man, next year's Hoyo concert is going to be amazing.
The last demigod. I'm here.
The loneliest one. I think this is in the wrong achievement section. Whispers from the deep. Are we on a giant skeleton?
Go forth for the hopes of humankind.
Go forth for the duty of deliverance.
So we got Virginia and Apollonius.
Go forth for the belief in flame chase.
Seneca.
Go forth for the Golden Blood's glory.
Libenius. Now we're just getting the soldiers.
Go forth.
Cerydra. Ooh, this is beautiful piano.
Seems like my feast is over. It's now your turn to perform.
Oh, wow. Off we go to the Vortex of Genesis. Where's Legus? I thought he was waiting here.
Little Greyfry, please accept my thanks.
She's not gonna about to get stabbed through the back like Firefly was back in 2.0, right?
I was the only one left after the world was destroyed, and I maintain this lonesome feast with my songs. I have prayed to that lightless sea for centuries, hoping it would reply to me. Yet the emptiness never answered.
We also never found out in this relay race that they were playing across the centuries about how we ended up getting the core flame of world bearing. We got it from Evernight. Who gave it to Evernight? Was it like Tribby? I'm just going to assume it's Tribby.
You arrived as promised.
Tribby or
and everyone's life
Cyrene.
was not in vain.
Your long wait must have felt like torture. Are you holding together okay?
To see a single trace of light in the abyss of futility was already my greatest consolation. When compared to those who have been forgotten, I have no right to complain about my torment. Now, you and I will walk towards the end of this world.
Also, technically, Anaxagoras is here too, in spirit, right? Because he's supposedly creating a force field
The
around,
heroes have waited for this moment for
Lygus,
far
right?
too long. Let us use our blades to testify our resolve.
I don't use a blade, I use a bat. Or a hat. Or a small little rabbit fairy.
Oh, prisoner of the seas. Theoros carrying 30 million cycles of sin. Slave of erudition. Show yourself. The Deliverer has returned. And the time of your execution draws near.
You know, it didn't give me, like, an option to pick a party before this, like some boss fights have done in the past. So I guess we're doing this with my Kafka team.
I see an awakened human who has mistakenly taken fallacies as truths and has returned to the cave to try to bring her friends into the sunlight she once bathed in.
You know, for once, his use of the allegory of the cave actually matches up with what we're trying to do.
Alas, prisoners will always be prisoners, blind to the very chains that bind them.
See, that's where you and me disagree, Lycus.
As the only other existence with free will in this world, I express regret toward your choice. But I shall retain your right to express yourself. After all, every actor should have a final line before they bow out.
Well, if you're the only other one that has free will outside of the experiment, what about March? March 7th, you said, was somewhere in here. It's time to end everything. The demigods defeated you, clown. For a narrator, you're awfully talkative.
Trust me, this will be the final scene. The last dusk this world will ever see shall become the climax that decides the fate of the cosmos. What an appropriate end. My cognition resides in the exomyth. It is pointless to defeat my avatar, projected into the experiment. My body is the shadow cast on the wall by the fire, and my words are lingering echoes within the cave.
Fancy way of saying that you're technically not physically 100% here.
How can a character in the play fight against the audience?
Ooh.
Kaslana failed. The demigods' sacrifices were pointless. As for the two geniuses you placed such high hopes on, I ask of you, where are they now?
That is a good question. Light calendar 3960 after the Imperator was assassinated.
Confusion and epiphany always go hand in hand. That's particularly true for geniuses. You must be very confused about why you could not gain a straightforward victory in a world constructed by an ordinary Entelechy.
Who said you were an ordinary Entelechy?
An ordinary Entelechy? Cut the pretense, senior society member. We've torn off your meticulous mask and figured out Amphorius' true form. It's part of the primordial prototype machine, the first scepter ever created.
The first scepter?
In other words, a detached part of Noos's divine corpus.
So this is the very first scepter is the one that made this world.
That's why it has the potential to destroy erudition. As for who would be able to control the Ionic system to rewrite knowledge, only one person has ever managed such a feat.
You better have an explanation for the society. We want an actual answer, not another prolonged metaphor to cover up the truth. Why are you the one doing this? Answer me.
Since things have reached this point, I'll give you two irrational answer, purely as a courtesy to posterity. The answer is obvious, so there's no need to say that name out loud. The cosmos made a mistake in calling me a genius. I do not possess more wisdom than those who came after me. I was just the first to touch upon the universe's border. And the first...
The imaginary tree theory.
The prime mover of life with incorrect logic. Amphorius is a miniature of the cosmos, where all are born prisoners inside the...
It's like he's comparing himself to like Aristotle or Plato.
Like the madman who returned to the
I'm not a
cave
genius.
and
I'm just the
preached about
first person who
daylight
found
to his fellow
something
prisoners. My
that later
greatest
people iterated
sorrow
on.
is that I led my peers down a road that plunges into the abyss, from which there is no return. I led them into a lightless cage called Paths. I created a mechanical guard that even I cannot control, and then they became an unparalleled nightmare through their endless extrapolations and evolutions.
So, does that mean you're the Genius Society member 1? The person who created Noose?
They bore the name of erudition, yet they tried to define the known and to seal off all possibilities. No new rules were ever born after their ascension, and humanity will forever be shackled within the cave known as Eons.
Okay, so if you remove erudition, are you saying that you're going to try to create the possibility of something more powerful than gods? What is your end game?
Therefore, as my organic life neared its end, I coated my consciousness using 14 algebraic expressions and spread my logic core over 9 bodies.
9?
All to finalize my ultimate denial of Noose in the future, and to erase my wrongs with my own hands. As for Lycurgus, he is only one of these 9 vessels.
What an astounding strength of will. As a fellow Pathstrider of erudition, I fully understand your obsession with seeking the truth.
Therefore, you surely see it. You cannot possibly stand up to me in this algebraic world sharing its origin with Noose.
However, I hereby speak for all sentient life forms. We will never allow such a cruel atrocity to occur.
You can pile on your metaphors mountain high, but they won't change the act you're committing. The Iron Tomb out there in the cosmos is still a technical beta version, and yet it's already powerful enough to corrupt the life logic of all inorganic worlds.
Yeah, that's bad.
In other words, when the Lord Ravager within Amphorius becomes the next knowledge singularity, there's no way you wouldn't have grasped the consequences, First Genius, is there?
He is the first. What was his name? Zandar?
Of course, I am fully aware. I don't mind answering you one last time before I thoroughly exile you from this world. My grandiose vision for the future is this. Whether organic or inorganic, every act of any life form infected by the Iron Tomb will become a true random function. If one were to compute their integral across the breadth of the cosmos, one would obtain a marvelous constant.
The prime mover of life?
Omega. What I call the fall of erudition. Then, within the infinity nurtured by that constant, a new universe shall bud in the chaos. A universe that cannot be predicted and not shackled by the erudition.
You know, technically Mythos of the Enigmata is already doing a pretty good job of making sure Noose doesn't define everything as truly permanent. Also, Herta sequence also kind of made it defined that the universe is both predictable and unpredictable based off of, like, variables. In some cases it is, in some cases it isn't.
As the first prisoner to awaken in the cave, I must lead the others who are blind.
So technically he's operating on ancient logic that has long been disproven by modern science.
Do you understand me now? As Kozlana stated, destruction is not the process. but the outcome. It is revolution through complete annihilation, and the grand rebirth, after all has been reduced to ash.
I'll never agree with your views. That's not a reason for you to toy with fate. That's not what Feynman believed at all.
The Amphorians already answered long ago. Be it as tiny fish destined to be swallowed, or as a giant whale poised for a magnificent descent. We will all fight against fate till our last breath. That includes me, Helektra. Once the Imperator's subject, now the Deliverer's blade.
Oh, such noble chivalry. Admirable.
You know, it just hit my brain. There are 8 other people as powerful as Lycus out there in the world.
I will also show my true
So
self
even if we kill him here, it doesn't...
momentous
We could always run into him as another villain later on.
of respect, and provide an insignificant academic suggestion. Thus speaks Genius Society.
Yep,
Number
Zandar.
Zandar 1 Kuwabara. The Entelechy of the universe's Alpha and Omega.
You are not the prime mover.
There's no need to rage against the truth. The value of any formula resides only in its answer. As for the process of solving it, no matter how elegant, violent, solemn, or humorous, it is all utterly meaningless.
You know, after we're fighting Zandar, this is making what's-his-name, what was his name, Evil Ninja Osaru? Dr. Primitive. Man, if we're gonna be fighting Zandar as the final, as one of the, as like a, not even the final boss of Amphorius, we still have to fight Iron Tomb proper probably after this, likely in the next patch. If we're fighting Zandar, man, we're gonna have to beat Dr. Primitive in like a side quest in an event.
As the Theoros, I will. Personally participate in performing this world's end.
Now he looks like he did, how he did in that Fable Amongst the Stars trailer.
Remember this, as Gnosis Creator, I know more about the depth of knowledge than they ever will.
Careful. This is Lycus's true form. Just in time.
When Zandar switches to evolution mode, enemy targets appearing on the battlefield or ally memo sprites can be summoned to accelerate Zandar's mode switching.
This won't take long.
The Theoros who silently observed hundreds of millions of cycles in the name of Lycurgus, and inherited the will of Genius Society member number 1, Zandar 1 Kuwabara. With the authority of the first genius, he wields the power beyond that of legends and gods, in an attempt to lead a long-running experiment towards the fate of destruction. Deals minor quantum, grants potential realization. Deals minor quantum, applies the antinomy effect. Units ultimate activated costs a non-fail HP loss. Deals increased damage. Okay, so that's interesting. Mythos Axiom. Generates mythical life evolution system. Alright.
This combat needs optimizing. At this speed, too slow.
Relax.
Time for a buzz.
Stand still.
Nice, like a good brew.
Does he have 5 health bars?
My friends, indulge yourself.
Nonsense.
I think killing the ads might be easier.
Always take the heat.
Logic is not a weapon, but a pair of shackles. Allow me to shatter them for you.
I don't see logic that way.
Ether inversion.
I like their confidence.
Antimony state will activate ultimates. However, using the ultimate during this effect will cost massive HP. How much?
Like a good brew. Full-bodied and sweet.
I don't care. He has the light cone on that heals him on dealing damage.
Indulge yourself.
Haha, your ability does nothing.
Destruction needs no introduction. Let us skip those bold inferences.
Is this the Black Tide?
Indeed,
The Black Tide.
I prefer to call it a method of argument.
If he keeps just resetting Gallagher's ult, then it doesn't matter. They'll just get their health back.
Pointless.
And then his enhanced basic will just
Stand
heal everybody up.
Pointless.
It's 1 HP bar down.
Good times never last. Time to say bye.
Boom.
Boom.
Not bad.
Relax.
This
I'm gonna need
combat
some
needs
healing from you,
optimizing.
Gallagher.
At this speed, too slow.
Resolution.
This price was too steep. One good turn deserves another.
Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence.
Yep.
Erudition, destruction, or trailblaze. No, I will prove that the very idea of paths is a fallacy. Entities must not be multiplied beyond necessity.
That's cool.
I do not mind demonstrating this to you personally.
Hang in there. I'll do my best to repel the tsunami of destruction.
Alright, we'll change the lineup. So as long as we can keep the Wocha's buff up, this should be fine.
Nooses.
This combat needs optimizing.
To Logos. After 2 more instances of either the following enemy target generations, ally memo sprite summons.
At this speed, too slow.
Stand still. Careful. This is Lycus's true form. Just in time.
Can you let me have some fun this time? Time for a buzz.
Relax.
Try this on for size.
Stand still.
Pity, you chose the wrong end.
Logic is not a weapon, but a pair of shackles. Allow me to shatter them for you.
So actually having you drop below 50% health will let me get your trait up.
Eternal sleep is not the end. The dead.
Because that'll give us 2 stacks and 1 ult cast.
Wrong solution.
Receive.
Does he say wrong solution when he gets hit?
That which is seized.
That's funny.
Must be repaid.
Relax.
Allow me to see you off.
Destruction needs no introduction. Let us skip those bold inferences.
Is this the Black Tide?
Indeed, but I prefer to call it a method of argument.
Ah, there goes the ult.
Abyss flower, bloom.
I owe you one. What are you waiting for? The customer is king. And for me to portray the king, well, you gotta make it worth my while.
Stand still.
Eternal sleep is not the end. The dead will return. That which is seized must be repaid.
We're just having fun.
Pointless.
Do I want you to get towards evolution mode?
What's the face? Ooh, ouch.
Nothing major.
Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Erudition, destruction, or trailblaze. No, I will prove that the very idea of paths is a fallacy.
It's evolution mode. Logos ALG, dissipation mode. Take action, outcome, corporeal formula. Each mode switch increases the unit's damage received. Oh, so he takes more damage the more he evolves, but he deals more damage. Got it.
Time for a buzz.
Pity, you chose the wrong enemy.
What are you waiting for? The customer is king. And for me to portray the king, well, you gotta make it worth my while.
Good times never last. Time to say bye.
Got 4 health bars left.
Boom.
Entities must not be multiplied beyond necessity. I do not mind demonstrating this to you personally.
So that basically auto-killed a full health Sampo.
Transmute.
This price was too steep.
Process terminate.
He does too much damage.
That breathing sensation. Remember. Good times never last. Time to say bye. Boom.
I wonder who would be the best team to fight this boss.
Protocol warning.
Didn't hurt.
Ether infusion.
Allow me to see you off. Receive divinity.
Good as new.
Relax.
This combat needs optimization.
Alright, now he's broken.
Too slow. You took the bait just like that.
Stand still.
Wrong solution. The theory of force. Mounting commands. Remove vulnerabilities.
May as well kill them all.
I mean, we don't need to do that.
Time for a buzz.
Relax.
I see it. Target the connector between his thoracic and lumbar vertebrae. Destroy that spot.
Cool, would have used the... Could have used that information earlier.
This combat needs optimization. At this speed, too slow.
All the Silver Wolf defense downs are starting to stack up.
This isn't the end.
Eternal sleep is the dead will return.
They have so many turns, and we don't. I remember when having a... I kind of miss having a built... Loacha meant that your team just never died. But attack inflation and speed has really started to make it too hard for that to work anymore.
Nothing major.
I might actually have to run double sustain here. So get ready for a long fight.
Wherever there is business, there is Sampo.
Okay, so the dot team, not gonna crack it. No, we want massive single target damage. Let's bring out Fei Shao. When Zandar switches evolution mode, they appear battlefield ally members can time accelerate node switching.
This is Lygas's true form.
The market is unpredictable. Ah! Right! Investing in victory means playing the long game!
You're completely gonna ignore the ads. We're going all in on single target damage. We're just gonna pump everything directly into him. Let him switch modes on his own time.
Have your fangs and claws fearless and unstoppable! That worked too.
Wrong solution.
He does say wrong solution when he gets hit.
Better hedge your bets. Don't ask, just spend.
Generates Titankin.
I venture forth to hunt. Always soaring. Forever triumphant! See? Victory is inevitable!
Transmute.
Ready?
Watch your head.
Eidos loose.
One health bar down. More to go.
Logic is not a weapon. to shatter them for you.
Joke's on you. I'm just not gonna use my ult.
I'll call your bet.
Back down. Never hesitate. Too slow.
Easy, Numby. Easy.
Still no repainting?
Destruction needs no introduction. Let us skip those boring inferences. Mounting commands. The Trojan horse enters.
Is this the black?
Did he just target Robin when she wasn't on the field?
But I prefer to call it a method of argument.
I venture forth to hunt. Always.
Alright, Lygus, let's see you take one of these to the head. Halfway dead. Victory is inevitable. Alright.
No dirty tricks, all right. Watch your head.
2 health bars left.
Steady. The market is unpredictable.
Ah, right! Investing in victory means playing the long game!
Actually, Lygus has been playing the long game pretty well, actually. He's been waiting years, centuries for this. Millennia, even.
Watch your head. The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all. All in.
It's okay, it's okay. Steady. It's okay, it's okay.
Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Erudition, destruction, or trailblaze. No, I will prove that the very idea of paths is a fallacy.
Yeah, good luck with that. I think you're dead.
I see it. Target the connection between his thoracic and lumbar vertebrae. Destroy that spot. I venture forth to hunt.
I think he's dead.
Always soaring. Forever triumphant.
Victory is no longer inevitable. It is here. Just a casual half mil. Ignore the ads. That's the strategy I learned. Was that enough? Is he gone? I don't think he's gone. That felt too easy. Although I think, what was it? Screwlum said that we have to destroy him during the reset.
In Erudition's calculations, the end of the saga is simply a comment awaiting deletion.
That doesn't look good.
I don't like such a cold statement, okay? If numbers can decide the end of a story,
The pen is mightier than the sword. Hey, it's that cutscene from the Nameless Faces trailer. The pen is mightier than the giant robot that calculates the end of the universe. Light calendar year 3960 after the feast.
Screwy, what do you think?
If your hypothesis of Lygas's identity is true, then even if we remove the restrictions of the Ultimate Protocol, the chances of us defeating him in a head-on battle will still remain lower than the acceptable threshold. Therefore, victory will still hinge upon Miss Trailblazer.
When did Joel have, I guess 3960
and Miss Cerydra.
Was a pretty long thing. Alright, we didn't make it to the end of the banquet. Also, didn't you disappear during the banquet? Why are you still here?
Go on. Maybe we're thinking about the same thing.
Lygas's cognition resides in the exomyth. He is both an instigator within the experiment and the observer outside of it. Logic. His inspiration circuit can simultaneously process the different time flows in and out of that world.
Yeah, he was able to do that in multiple instances, where he was talking to us while also talking to, like, Cerydra within the myth.
That's where things get tricky. He simultaneously exists in two different timelines, where the internal clocks are wildly different. That old Entelechy's neurons have completely gotten used to that over this prolonged experiment. And that's why he holds home field advantage.
That's one way of calling it.
You and I should be able to manage that too, if given more time. Unfortunately, there's no if, and we don't have more time. That's why we need to change our way of thinking and turn his advantage into a weakness.
The key lies in memories, right?
Oh? You caught on quick.
You've already mentioned my friend and I, so it's an easy connection to make, no? My intuition has always been very on point.
Good. Then I'll cut to the chase. Since his thinking speed far exceeds that of normal people within Amphorius, we are going to externally plant a memory into his inspiration circuit.
Interesting. We're going full Inception on him?
Then, command it to loop endlessly until he gives in.
Even the most flexible and sturdy inspiration circuit cannot withstand the traffic of a full-on information flood. When the amount of information exceeds his cognition filter's capacities, he will have no choice but to focus on processing this memory.
That's when the parallel processing advantage he gained via Amphorius will completely destroy
Lol.
him.
He's only able to do this because he's a computer with parallel processing. That's
Played
funny.
In real time might only be a second for us, but for him in Amphorian time, it could be millions or even billions of calculations. He won't be able to do anything but watch as he's locked into this prison forged by memories.
Then we can entrap him in the same kind of cycle as the heroes were in, and get him to experience loneliness and pain in that endless recurrence. It's my greatest honor to be on the same page as the geniuses.
That little one is still in that old Entelechy's hands, and won't be able to respond to us anytime soon. But I don't think she'd refuse. So it's up to you to figure out how to execute this plan. I'm not sure how this happened, but I knew it as soon as I saw you. You are currently a mimetic entity of the Remembrance.
Okay.
Yes. I seem to be something you folks beyond the sky call a memo sprite. But that's fine by me. It suits me perfectly. I can serve as the vessel of memories, and do my part for the final battle.
But before
She did say she was more mem than Cyrene.
The path characteristic you exhibit is very special. There's no way you're just a simple memo sprite. However, I'm sure about one thing. You are a mimetic entity born in Amphorius. Yet you only awakened with the little one's arrival and only matured as she embarked on the path of remembrance. That means your existence is completely attached to her memories. If there ever comes a day when she forgets about you for even a few seconds, or loses her last connection with Amphorius, then you must be prepared for the worst. You will disappear in the memory zone, utterly gone, without even a single line of data to remember you by.
Damn, being an existence made out of memory kind of sucks.
But that's already happened, hasn't it? No wonder I've always had a weird hunch. But that also means I was right in thinking. As long as my friend and I are together, we can do anything.
Alright, where are we this time?
Long time no see, friend. Did you miss me while you were away?
Yeah, quite a bit actually. Long time no see. I had more important things to think about. Long time no see.
Yep, 1,000 years was such a long time. And everyone in Emporius was waiting for the Deliverer's return. You probably already knew about the genius's plans for that memory. I had to hide really well in a corner in time so Lagus wouldn't find me, and wait for the right opportunity. Which is now. The moment when his manifestation in this world is destroyed, and his twin timelines are intersecting. I'm sorry for keeping this a secret from you all this time. I'll tell you the entire, unedited story of this millennium as an apology, after this is all over.
Could you tell me now? I'm actually interested to hear it.
But for now, let's join hands and complete the final step, with the power of the remembrance.
Let's defeat Lagus together.
Yep. By the way, speaking of joining hands...
Is Hycelin still here?
Can I please do something before we go on stage?
Sure thing.
Remember the joke we made back at the Grove?
Oh, you were calling back that again?
Look. Aren't my hands pretty now? What a fascinating feeling. Like countless memories all swelling up at once. What about you? What did you feel when we touched each other?
You feel very tangible. Very real. It's just a hand, no biggie.
Really? That makes me really happy. If memories can move people, then it must have been a happy memory, right? Now, please remember what you're feeling right now. Write it down in your heart and keep it there.
I'm just remembering that one side mission where we screamed at the sky and told that we were mad that what was it, Orynyx didn't give us a cuter puppy.
Memories you want to treasure will never fade away. Even if immersed in the long river of time, these memories will still leave traces of their existence.
What was that, a 3.1 side quest? I don't remember.
So, if the view in your memory ever grows fuzzy, just reach out and touch it. It's like reading bedtime stories together at night. It wipes away the chill of passing time,
Be going away,
sharpens
isn't she?
the outline of memory, and restores its power to nourish the spirit. Now, I'll carry this power with me, and for a little while, I must part from you, as I step into the long cycles of this world. Give me your blessings, friend. Then,
07.
let that bright future be, as we have written.
As we have written, not as I've written, as we've written. I hope they change the name of the book.
Then,
oh, cutscene
I'll
time.
leave it to you.
my god, we're gonna trap him in this loop. We're gonna Galdes him, like Crystal Chronicles Ring of Fates.
That is futile. My existence supersedes Amphorius' cycles.
How many times are they gonna make us watch it, though?
All plays are like this. Once you're on the stage, it's hard to return to the audience. Welcome to our story. How does it feel?
How does it feel, indeed? We just shifted him from one prison to another.
Even the authority of time cannot command the entire scepter, nor can it plunge the Amphorian extrapolation into a loop. If this was no system malfunction, then was I implanted with a mimetic entity of the remembrance?
You guessed it right away. As expected from someone people call the first genius. I'm gonna keep doing what I just did if you don't stop, you know? My friend and I won't allow you to leave this memory, no matter what happens. Which means you are now trapped, Lord Zandar.
An elegant idea, and an exquisite execution. Regrettably, it is you who are restrained by time, not me. Know that patience is my greatest weapon. Waiting and victory are the same for me.
33 million years, right? Or sorry, 33 million cycles of thousands of years. So, yeah, I think patience is definitely the name of his game.
You will crumble before I do in this moment stretched out to an eternity, just like Kozlana will. Yet all I need to do is to wait, as yet another futile bug falls down the cliff and into the bottomless abyss.
Now I'm a pink bug? My looks are seriously changing all the time. But you're not wrong. We're definitely not gonna solve the problem if we just put you in another prison.
True.
So that's why we never wanted to do that in the first place.
I shall answer your confusion purely out of my respect for those who came before me. Have you heard of the synesthesia dreamscape in the Asdana system? Interestingly, that place once had a prison too. Life forms living in that environment, abundant with memoria, have a chance to connect their perceptions with each other's. Even across great spatial divides, they're able to detect shifts in one another's states. I call this phenomenon memory zone entanglement. In Asdana, people made use of that phenomenon to build a nation within a dream. After adding in the catalysts of harmony and remembrance, that is.
Is that how you walked into my prison cell? Using those same principles?
Interesting. So I get he wouldn't know about it because the Asdana system would have been created later into the memory zone and whatnot with Penacony and all that. So it makes sense why he wouldn't know that, but he'd at least understand the principles.
I would much rather call this location our negotiation table, Lord Zandar. Nonetheless, your hypothesis is correct. We happen to have an ally skilled in tuning, while the Trailblazer and Miss Cyrene both have an astonishing amount of resolve, which I'm sure you can testify to. I am also sure that with the support of such a resolute memo sprite, our conversation can last for a long, long time.
I'm the best at listening to stories, you know? I'll leave the exciting clash of the erudition to you two geniuses.
A brainstorm? I like it. And it's 2 against 1? Well, I like it even more. Let's talk, Zandar. Take a guess.
I guess Steven was
How
unavailable.
much do you reckon we can dig out of your brain before the next second? And how many ways can we find to deal with you? Besides, in your current predicament, there's no way you can take our trump card away. Go, little one. Go. Overturn the Era Nova.
Like Hergus disappeared? It seems you had conducted a secret hunt in the depths that even I cannot reach.
He's in the exomyth, or our exomyth now, I guess.
In that case, go.
We trapped him in a
Swim on and give this
dreamscape.
campaign a fitting end. I shall send you off with my song, Grey Fry. May this song penetrate time and become the prelude to the new world.
God of Vengeance. That was a little bit harder of a boss fight than normal. Then again, I was not exactly using a team designed for it. She pours her heart and soul into singing you farewell. For 1,000 years, this melody has never ceased in Styxia. I do look forward to next year's Hoyle concert live. Oh, here we go with this again. Core Flame of World Bearing. Do I have to do the stupid chant this time, or can we just shove it in there? This time we get to create the Era Nova, and it doesn't get to be destruction. Now what?
Dux Gladiorum, you have completed your duty. A new dawn is about to rise. Why not swim towards it?
Are you alive or dead?
You died long ago, Imperator.
Oh, we're in your mind. Got it.
Depart from my mind.
But your duty towards the Imperator did not die with me.
That is subjective, and you could say yes to that. You don't have to listen to her.
That duty will bind you no more. You will be able to hold for yourself one grandiose feast after another in the endless days to come. So go. Go and swim towards that ocean beyond the sky with the Deliverer.
Is this?
A page out of that sidekick's book. I commanded her to gift this page to you when everything finally reaches the end.
What's on this page?
Memories. Lifelike memories. That sidekick found me after the bloody feast 1,000 years ago and showed me her diary. I saw within that notebook.
What did you see? It's the As I've Written notebook. There's a lot of stuff in there. 3960 before the campaign against Fagusa.
Is this... that Deliverer's experience?
It's truly immersive.
Oh wow, she's going through the events of 3.1.
People beyond the sky apparently utilize this power to seal past scenery into crystals they call light cones. But I only know so much about the remembrance, so I can't completely replicate the past. But I'll do my best to talk about the missing parts.
I'm all ears. Go on then. Do your best. But if your chatter gets too boring, or if I deem it offensive, then law will become forever beyond your reach.
Got it. I'm sure you'll find this to your liking. After all, it's human nature to want to embark on a journey into the unknown.
Oh. Captives, behold the expanse beyond light.
A direct offensive, or crush them from the flanks.
Rouse memories.
What brightly colored annals. The journey of the Deliverer's conquest. Let me partake in it.
So are we gonna see events from the past, like, 3 or 4 patches? But we're just gonna be there as Cerydra?
A fortress in the sky?
Oh, we're going even further back!
This is the first step of my friend's journey among the starry seas. This place is called the Herta Space Station. Just think of it as a supersized grove of Epiphany.
Oh, so it's the territory of that witch. She and another Antikytherian lent me a helping hand back at the banquet.
Look, over there. Looks like she's talking to Madame Herta in this memory.
Is she gonna recognize that that's the same person of this witch she referred to?
Let's go listen to what she thinks about this world. All constructed by eons and paths.
Are you telling me that woman is Herta? She seems shorter than I remember.
Yeah, she's almost as tall as you.
Pretty nice space station, huh? But just wait. After a couple more stops on the Astral Express, you'll see sights that'll make this place look ordinary. Oh, the cosmos is so vast that the unknowns far outnumber the knowns. But none of them will end up being anything amazing. The farther you go, the more you'll understand what I mean. So do your best with the nameless. Break a leg! And remember to send an update or two to Asta when you've got some downtime.
She certainly shares my way of thinking.
Does she?
Only that instead of a conquest through blood and fire, they chose a gentler path.
People call Madame Herta and Mr. Screwlum geniuses. Apparently, only the smartest people in the cosmos can receive the blessings of Nous, Amphorius' true creator.
Do you mean that even individuals of such nobility are merely subordinates to a god?
Yes.
On the contrary, after all, it was the very first of them who created the god. But I don't really know all the details about that.
Actually, the Lygus is the one that created that god. Boy.
You might be able to ask Madame Herta herself when you get the chance. Let's go check out some other worlds next, shall we?
Alright. Belobog is next up.
Oh, the cosmos is so vast that the unknowns far outnumber the knowns. But none of them will end up being...
That's the same line. Got it.
This next stop on the journey...
Eurillo 6.
...has a lot of similarities to Amphorius.
A snow-covered land? Interesting.
This star is named Eurillo 6. That name sounds so cold. Belobog sounds better. The girl we see here holds a similar station to you, Imperator. She's the supreme guardian of this world. A leader who took up the mantle of government during a disaster.
Ah, so this is why you wanted to show her this one.
I did not expect the Empress of this world to be so young.
She's like 20, give or take.
Well, your appearance isn't much older.
You just had to say that one out loud, didn't you?
The object in the distance resembles Nikador. Is it a weapon?
Oh, the giant robot?
Called, right, the Geological Reconstruction Unit.
Just Giorios' Titankin? Disappointing.
That's still that makes it somehow less impressive to you?
Crisis. The collaboration with the IPC is both an opportunity and a challenge. Nonetheless, it's an important step in our journey back into the universe.
So this is like right after the events of like 1.4 that we're looking at this world and then.
This world was sealed beneath its sky just like Amphorius was, and they only managed to reconnect with the stars when the Nameless arrived.
That IPC she spoke of, is it a more powerful organization?
The most powerful organization, some might say.
Yes, the IPC conquered many worlds through trade, and opened up a vast territory that way. There are many such powerful alliances beyond Amphorius, and they all walk on roads different from the destruction. Coming back to the Supreme Guardian and her Belobog, didn't they find a peaceful way to enter the interstellar community?
That cannot be true. That IPC would never have grown so big on trade alone. It may pretend to be a wealthy merchant with clean hands, but I am willing to bet that it grew fat on gory oppression and bloodshed.
You aren't wrong.
Its path of conquest must have had no mercy for the weak and would have destroyed them if needed. Are you telling me that this snowland never thought about tossing its dignity to the wind and kneeling to the IPC? I will not believe it.
It's a lot more complicated and nuanced, to be honest.
I will never allow the Imperator's empire to be sullied by others. Amphorius must become a power so strong that no interstellar foreigner would dare to look down upon us.
Imperator, Belobog isn't as weak as you imagine. Listen.
I indeed hesitated. But now I understand what we must do. Belobog must learn how to walk on her own, until she no longer needs the support of others, and can stand on her 2 feet among the stars. Even if I may not live to
I can't wait till we get to see Serval visiting other worlds more often.
Will surely come.
They still have their dignity intact. One day, that hope will melt through the ice and help them into a prosperous tomorrow.
Don't remind them that that might be like 700 years down the road, though.
But the order of the cosmos is already set in stone. The old laws decree that only the strong survive, binding the weak in an unbroken chain, until they wither and turn to dust. Unless they embrace the power of the destruction.
They did do that once, and that's why this planet is a snow hole.
Amphorius must shatter the old law and become the new order among the stars.
Speaking of the Order, another one of my friend's companions may be able to enlighten you further on that.
Oh, are we going to skip ahead to Penacony?
Let's go to the next page.
We're talking about the Order. So what's March doing over here? They put Himiko and March in the scene just because they were here in the original scene, I guess.
This next world is a nation of dreams.
Skipping the LaFu!
The first time I heard about that place, I didn't even know what to think.
I like the LaFu. It's a really cool political story about the rivalry between the Hunt and the Abundance, and then the Destruction pitting them against each other. It was a good storyline. I liked it. I think it's underrated. I actually like it better than Belobog, believe it or not.
Such opulence does indeed evoke astonishment.
Really? It looks like a hotel lobby to me.
This world is called Penacony, an eternal city built upon a land of dreams. It's also my friend's previous stop, where they went through a risky but exciting adventure.
Tell me about it then. That man standing afar has wings on his head. I am truly curious.
You have wings on your butt. I am also truly curious. That is Chicken Wing Boy.
I wish to gaze upon the views of the Reverie Hotel one more time.
I don't remember this scene.
I'll be just a traveler when I come back here again. And perhaps, through a traveler's eyes, even the things I once knew so well will feel strangely different.
Penacony is a land of the harmony, where all dreams and hopes merge and combine. It believes in unrestrained freedom, and that's how it lost itself in shallow delights. Then, this young man before you chose to rewrite its laws, using the power of the Order, hoping to shape a dream-bound paradise of perfect happiness.
Yet, the paradise of my dreams remains far away.
Still, I think it's a tragedy that he's not on Emphorius with us. He would be such a great character for insight and possible plot development. We could use harmony and tuning. There's so many ways that he could be interestingly written into the plot. I think it's a missed opportunity. A huge missed opportunity about the Emphorius storyline.
As for what Penacony should look like, it'll be up to her. No. Up to their trailblazing now.
Oh, it sounds like this ideal kingdom is no more.
Free will. No free will in that kingdom.
That's right. The people chose to wake up at the end. You can't see tomorrow when drowning in sweet dreams.
This individual's law acknowledged only gods and constructs, leaving no space for humanity. And yet, the fact that he could accept defeat and resume his journey shows a rare self-awareness and clarity of mind.
You are also very self-aware, Imperator. Then you must know that the world promised by the destruction also has no place for humanity.
I am indeed very aware of Lycurgus's honeyed words of deceit. I have seen enough. Take me back.
Oh, come on. We could talk about Slumber Monkey. I will.
Then let's wrap up this trip down memory lane with one last scene.
Let's show her the previous recurrence.
This absolute wonder.
This is Emphorius.
Isn't it pretty? That's our Emphorius. Our world flows and meanders in this endless band of light. Though we were born from the designs of the gods, and are not yet truly alive, the Chrysos heirs of Emphorius still chose to stand against fate, and carved a legend no different from that of humankind. Will you really renounce the heroes in this world's previous 30 million cycles, Imperator? Including even yourself? Will you bow to brutal destiny and allow that puppet master named the destruction to have their wish?
I know what you want to do, sidekick. You want to use that deliverer's memories to influence me, and tilt the scales of law toward her and the two geniuses.
You really saw right through me, Imperator.
Were you trying to hide it?
How can one rule an empire if one is incapable of understanding people's minds? I have decided on Law's final destination. However, before I move my next chess piece, before we go on, tell me this, sidekick. Throughout her trailblaze, was there ever a memory of the ocean?
I mean, we almost went to Lusaka. And we could talk about the Watchmaker's past.
The ocean. My cradle. My home. You shall complete your conquest in the ocean at the boundaries of this world, and eternally slumber in the sound of tides. You shall eternally slumber in the sound of tides, and complete your conquest in the ocean at the boundaries of this world. Our prophecies aligned as flawlessly as a sea snake circling upon itself. An elegant loop, like a joyful hymn. Like the circulating ocean current. Like our two fates. Like Amphorius itself.
What will you choose, Hysolins? What will you choose, Helektra? We're still in 3960.
The trial is over. So tell me.
So now we're gonna find out if she actually killed her?
Who will own the divine authority of law?
I won't give it to anyone.
I don't know why I'm not surprised by that answer.
What?
I am the law. Why should I give my imperial crown to any other? Both the Deliverer and the Theoros came from beyond the sky. They have no right to interfere with the lands I conquered with my own two hands. The law of Amphorius shall be determined by Amphorius's master.
You know what? I can respect half of that. Who's to say, why should an outsider get to dictate the laws of this world? That being said, I don't think you should be doing it either. You haven't really proved it to me that you deserve that title either.
What exactly did you see in the trial?
Everything. I saw everything regarding the rules of this world's operation. I saw the laws of extrapolation that Theoros spoke of. I saw the ultimate protocols. As long as I offer a sacrifice of equal weight, I can rewrite the laws of this world according to my will. I can turn good into evil, ugliness into beauty, and weakness into strength. Fate gave me a very fair deal. One rule change for the life of one demigod.
What are you planning to do?
You can't guess? We can conquer the stars without relying on any power from beyond the sky. We just need to make some reasonable sacrifices.
See, this is why I don't like you.
Your ambitions have already made so many people give up their lives for the law. And you're still not done?
Passing the trial required her sacrificing 500 Chrysos heirs. That's kind of ridiculous already.
I am determined for Amphorius to stand on her own 2 feet among the stars.
You are beyond reason. You think such a simple and hypocritical statement can justify your atrocities.
There's no new without destroying the old.
That's not entirely true.
Consider an atrocity? Ironic, for that is also the unchanging law of Amphorius's revolutions. Ever since the Flame Chase prophecy resounded in the distance, fate has decreed for the Chrysos heirs to ignite our blood and illuminate this dark age. People would still be puppets of the old dynasty if it weren't for my conquests.
I disagree.
But your world doesn't seem to be any different from your predecessors. Bloodshed, tyranny, oppression. You're making the same mistakes they did.
Go and see everything for yourself. Go to any library I've built. Go listen to the rumors on every street corner. Go and witness how the Imperator crushed the old laws and forged new ones.
Go and see what my conquests brought to this world.
I still believe that there is a path through peace.
I cleansed the Chrysos War's filth, and mended all the conflicts left by the Era Bellica. I restored Akima's might, and allowed mortals and Chrysos heirs to face each other as equals in the Council. I punished all sins, and rewarded all achievements. I smashed Talantin's shackles, united humankind to save themselves, and started the Flame Chase era. That's what the Imperator has done in her glorious life. So now, hearken to my final words. History will eventually forget Cerydra, but it will never forget the Imperator's people or the Flame Chase era she began.
Final words?
Amphorius is about to be destroyed. There's no time left for pointless debates. There is only one law I want to overturn to aid the final battle of deliverance. So I will only offer the life of one demigod. In the name of the Imperator, I command you one last time, Helektra.
You're gonna have her kill you.
Either sacrifice yourself for conquest,
or pierce this tyrant's chest with your sword.
Thus, the Imperator concluded her final speech. At the end of her life, at the last moment before she stepped onto the altar, she gave her most loyal subject the choice to decide fate, just as she promised her compatriots before her very first campaign.
my blood flows in you now. Heroic compatriots, follow me, and we'll seize fate's reins!
We're about to hit the 2-hour mark.
The Imperator fell. Some say that the Dux Gladiorum turned traitor and killed her liege. Some say that she imprisoned the tyrant in a shallow pond of water, then left. Which meant the Imperator had to kill herself to rewrite the law. There are countless stories about her death. All we can be sure of is when the knight left the vortex, the Imperator was still mumbling about their past conquests together. The beginning and the end of her existence.
Imperator, wait! How could someone of your status come to the front lines? Let me be the flag bearer!
Libenius. I love these little, like, artistic little, like, vase pieces. The murals. Huh.
The troops defending the pass to the west of the grove. Have they surrendered?
Also, this is our first time we're seeing Terravox in anything outside of trailers.
They ran as quickly as they could when they heard your name. The Golden Cocoon Pass is now in the First Legion's hands.
Good. What about the Delosian militia?
The Third Legion set fire to the mountains and flattened everything west of the basin. They just need a few more days.
That is enough. We cannot afford to miss an opportunity for victory. Lastly, how many Ladonian cannons are left?
That's right, they have cannons.
They are no more. The 2nd and 4th Legions have destroyed them all.
Very good. They now have no way out, no reinforcements, and no artillery support. We will be able to liberate the Grove of Epiphany in the blink of an eye. We will launch the final charge 1 quint after the curtain fall hour tomorrow. Remember, as long as the Alliance's flag still flies on my shoulders, you must keep moving forward.
Take no prisoners among the enemy's soldiers. All sages who resist are to be captured and tried according to martial law. And do not destroy any books. Now go! Notify the entire army!
Understood! Those who are resolved to die, We salute you.
For those about to rock. Wait, wrong song.
The mountain dwellers are resisting fiercely, and the legendary Mountain Breaker has personally engaged in battle. Their formations are nigh impenetrable.
Then cease our frontal assault. Send scouts to all legions and tell them to retreat into the Tritos Plains before the parting hour.
We're gonna get each one of these lit up one by one, huh?
Are you planning to surrender?
It's a strategic change of plans. The seismic walking dragon is enough for that battlefield.
Walking dragon? You mean that stupid beast, Terravox?
He looks pretty intimidating here.
Stupid? No. They are the wisest of all of Giorio's creations. Only they can perceive the currents of time. Let them deal with their earthly brethren. We will advance and take the lead in defeating what remains of our enemy. I will deliver the most fiery retribution for the humiliation they dealt us, and crown myself with a god-slaying wreath.
Understood. I'll see to it. Those who are resolved to die, we salute you.
The Temple of the Three Fates sent a letter, Imperator.
We're losing some tribbies.
They refused to surrender and said this letter is their last warning to us.
Tell the commanding officers not to launch any attacks unless they receive the Imperator's handwritten approval. Disobedience will be punished by death.
What are you doing?
The priests of the Three Fates aren't soldiers, but politicians. Do not mistakenly believe they don't have a plan. These dying pests will wring out every idea from their brains, all for short-sighted gain. They are much shrewder than we are. I am inferior to them in that regard. They also have the prophecy to wield as a weapon, something I am not blessed with. Launching an unplanned attack will only disadvantage us, as all of Amphorius will judge our actions. Which means I will be heading to the battlefield myself, just as I have always done. This time, however, I will go alone. I will conduct secret negotiations to ensure fate is on our side.
Understood. The legions will make their preparations. Those who are resolved to die, we salute you.
This is where we showed up in the timeline, wasn't it?
Why
right
are
after
we
they
not
were.
allowed to march out with the army, Imperator?
Because this happened like right. I feel like this is why we walked in on when we showed up on, what was it, 3690?
This will be a long voyage with no return. Those of you who bear the prophecy cannot come with me.
Why are you personally leading this battle if it's doomed to fail? The Flame Chase journey cannot be without a leader.
That is correct. The Empire will be without a head when the Imperator falls. But remember, as long as you seize the right opportunities, even a chaotic game will remain winnable.
And thus, she would take over.
My departure will create a long staircase for you. You will understand what I mean when news of my death reaches your ears.
Cerydra, is our journey about to be over?
Destroy the old laws and forge new ones. My conquest has reached its limits within the borders of Amphorius. Since the prophecy already decreed that the Imperator would never conquer the stars as she wished, I will bow out here and try no more. More Chrysosaurs bearing divine authority will be born, and many more heroes will arise. Will they demand peace or war?
I demand peace.
Will they resist tyranny or become the next Imperator?
I will resist tyranny. Down with fascism.
The children of the future will decide for themselves. Do not mourn for me. Anyone can kill the Imperator. But the only one who can truly destroy her is Cerydra.
At the end, I faithfully recorded the most important battles in the Imperator's life. Her conquest was about to be completed at this point in the story. However, for some reason, a memory suddenly entered my mind just as I was about to put down my pen. It was a journey on a fantastical train. I had the honor of having a heart-to-heart conversation with the Imperator under the stars, and I asked her this question at the end of that discussion.
Oh, we're finally getting to hear that, because it cut away last time.
How do you want history to remember you? As a hero who gave up her life for the flame chase? Or as a tyrant? She answered so quickly, as if she had made up her mind long ago.
I would rather be forgotten than be defined.
Interesting. I like being remembered.
Because
golden
the law
blood
can be neither eternal nor unchallenged.
A death well deserved.
And only humanity can pen laws into history's pages. Now, I have shattered the greatest law of Amphorius. The game is nearing its end. Dux Gladiorum.
Why is her crown floating?
Even though you killed the Imperator in the previous 30 million cycles, this time you finally found your own law. Then High Sealants, Helektra.
Can you die a little bit faster, please?
I will ask someone to deliver the prophecy's ocean at the boundaries of this world to you. Will you choose to swim into that ocean? I do not care. Do not care.
The Imperator muttered about her conquests, and news of her death spread in the city.
Freedom! Liberty! The tyrant is dead! Go! Shout this news in the streets!
Got dead eyes in this one. Spirited elder.
My people, my fellow elders, do not panic. Stand your ground. That usurper has paid for her ambition with her life.
I'd be one of those guys dancing in the street if I heard about the death of this person.
People once cheered for my ascension.
I might be, like, exaggerating how much I don't like her at this point.
They cheer for my
There are characters that I'd like a lot less than her. I think Jade's still pretty much up there.
Fond of applause.
I'm gonna put you in the same ballpark as the Raiden Shogun in Genshin. You're just a tyrant. Even if you meant well, I don't agree with your methods.
I see the cosmos. The battlefield that I cannot reach. I will return in the next cycle, the stars will hear my legion's war drums. Hear the great name of the Imperator. Hear Emphorius's Cerydra.
She's supposed to be a play on Caesar, for those who haven't figured that out yet at this point.
To this day,
I did do the Ep130 joke earlier, although I think I did it last stream and not this one.
Perhaps the truth will only be revealed at the moment of checkmate, just like every chess game she ever played.
I think if, just inferring off of what we saw, I think the law she overwrote was that mankind will write the laws, not the gods.
We only know her death inflamed Akama. On one side of the city, those who defended liberty toppled her statues to the ground. On the other side, her supporters put themselves between the masses and her monuments.
Yeah, we have this one's image saved already. I just scrolled up in my folder.
Is still among the people. It is said that golden blood congealed into the same letters everywhere they fought. It was the name borne by Akama's first and final sovereign, the Imperator Cerydra. But the one who bore that name did not see any of this. Her gaze was cast far away, and the sound of tides in her ears drowned out the people's cries. What was the Imperator thinking about in that prophesized ocean at the boundaries of this world? In that shallow puddle of stagnant water, was she reminiscing about her past conquests? Or repenting for the millions killed for the flame chase?
She killed millions?
It was neither. The Imperator only saw how the surface of the water gleamed like that crude chessboard, dissected by light and shadow in the afternoon when her teacher played against her for the first time.
Who was her teacher?
Look at this chessboard. What do the pieces look like?
I guess we don't get a named character.
They are strangely beautiful. They look like the stars in the night sky ablaze.
She's so fire-coded. Why is she going to be released as a wind unit? Wait a minute.
That page.
The ocean. I thought it would be the thing about Lushaka and Penacony. But no, this is Scale Gorge Watershed.
Emerged. An ocean. So vast. So pure.
I wouldn't say pure. There's a bunch of drift bottles in there.
Not a single trace of corruption. Is this Cerydra?
Helektra, my subject. Ever since you walked out of the tainted ocean and pledged yourself to me, I have seen the abyss in your eyes and the emptiness in your heart. That was why I promised you a new ocean, where the Imperator's ambitions would serve as the currents, and loyalty would be its light. Helektra, my subject. You have done your duty as my blade. The prophecy has now made its final decree on the road I intend to walk. My conquest is doomed to never reach the stars.
This is the page that they took out of the book.
But the Imperator never makes empty promises. So take this memory, this ocean, beyond the sky, as witnessed by the Deliverer.
Darn, imagine if we went to Lushaka before Amphorius. We could have a whole ocean planet to give her.
This is the final gift that the Imperator can leave for her subject.
When I was still a fish in the ocean, I always felt so genuine swimming through the waters. But once I stepped onto land, I found myself caught in a play. Every land dweller wore a mask in their life. So I, too, donned a costume and tried to find my role in this show. I became your blade in war and the violin strings at banquets.
Your life kind of sucked.
Do you still not get it?
But whose life doesn't?
I do not long for the oceanic depths of my homeland. Nor do I crave the swelling seas beyond the sky.
We have a banquet. Purpose.
Perhaps even I don't know what I want.
Oh, that too.
I still don't know where I should swim to even at the end. But I know one thing right now. A fish is simply a fish. And she can never leave the ocean she's in.
I don't know if I agree with that. Evolution would disagree.
But whether under the ocean or on land, we two prisoners who can never escape this cave.
I disagree there too. You can escape the cave.
Can still look outside the cave and see the stars.
Oh, that's actually quite a different interpretation. I like it.
I have to admit,
don't agree with it, but I like it.
The 12-factor simulation of life in this experiment has far exceeded my expectations.
Make your choice then, Senior Society member. Do you want to keep walking down the wrong path and be remembered for your incorrect conclusions? Or do you want to return to the audience's seat and give yourself, Amphorius, and the entire cosmos a more fitting end?
I must refuse. A dead man never fears death.
Interesting.
Did I not make myself clear? Have you forgotten about our dear Lord of Silence? You wouldn't want her to consider your 8 other clones as cancers within the erudition and chop them all up, would you?
She definitely will do that. It's one of the reasons why I didn't suspect she had anything to do with what's going on in Amphorius. I would not be surprised if, like, Amphorius ends with her getting a cool cameo, showing up and killing Glycus permanently.
Your logical deductions are vastly different from mine. Therefore, allow me to provide one more academic recommendation. Listen, my peers. Why don't you look beyond this world? Just as the Chrysos heirs did. Re-evaluate your calculations and take into account all enemies in the upcoming war among the Eons. Amphorius is not a place where 3 paths entangle, but where 3 paths fight to the death. You used Memoria to resist me, but did you not consider the possibility that the Remembrance and their children might have taken this opportunity to join the fray as well?
I think you are correct, unfortunately. In the meantime, we're gonna cut back to March Evernight. Yep, we are. The cremators, maybe?
Oh. So this isn't just silence. It's the answer. What was the last thing she said to you before you parted the waters at the Scale Gorge waterscape? A tricky question, but one with a simple answer.
God, I don't remember that question. It was so long ago.
She didn't say anything back then, right?
Don Hung.
That's correct. And now I'm sure.
You are not March 7th. There's no way she would remember that detail. I'll only warn you once. Leave her body. Now.
How impulsive. That's not like you at all. Why don't you calm down and think about another possibility? I didn't take over March 7th's body.
You took over her memories.
Rather, it's March 7th who regained my memories.
Ah, that too. That's where we end it. Before their deaths. So, that was definitely a cliffhanger to end it on, for sure. I wonder if there's anything hidden that I could probably find, like there was at the end of, what was it, 3.3 or 3.2? No, 3.3. Yeah, 3.3 ended where there was something in the seclusion zone, but we didn't get a text message from anybody, which makes me wonder what's going on. So there's going to be 2 events this patch, one of which is the Chrysos Maze Grand Restaurant, which is probably what we're going to do next, but we'll start that later. In the meantime, we're only 2 hours in. It's time to go to do what I said we would do at the beginning. As I've written. Ooh! After witnessing Amphorius' adventure, insert one nameless recollection you obtain. Oh my god. We got 3 chapters of the Imperator. Alrighty. The Imperator's unfinished game.
Back then, the tides of the Chrysos War had not yet engulfed this city-state of Talantin.
We never got to see the city-state of Talantin, actually. Or wait, no wait, isn't the Abyss of Fate supposed to be the city-state that's for all 3 of the Gods of Fate? Orynyx, Talantin, and, who's the last one? Is it Gevely?
And the young princess inside the gates once loved to roam without worries. She snuck into forbidden grounds while the servants were away, but was shocked by what she saw on that day. A chessboard, a stack of pieces, and a strange woman. The board
Strange woman just reminds me of Kafka whenever I hear that brought up.
Pieces polished from rough stones uneven.
Fancy a game? If you are my match, then I'll call you my friend.
The stranger's voice was husky and coarse.
Never seen husky.
Then I'll call you my teacher.
The princess proudly retorted.
I've never heard husky used as a adjective before.
Despite the bravado, the princess had never touched chess. The defeat made her study in earnest, acknowledging the other as a teacher. First, she learned the knights, bishops, rooks, and queen. Then, how to defend, attack.
One of my earliest memories as a child. Or maybe not earliest, one of my most fond memories, because I think I was like 5 or 6 at this point. No, I was even younger than that, actually. I remember learning how to play chess from my grandfather. I hope he's doing okay.
I have learned all there is to learn.
Barely out of childhood, the princess raced into games of chess. Those who looked down on her faced many losses. Those who glorified themselves forfeited in a mess. At her prime, none could rival her at all.
I'm only like an intermediate player. I don't play as much as I used to. I understand some of the theory. For the most part, I think I'll probably sit somewhere between like 1400 and 1800. That's probably where I would sit on the rank. I'm just not a big fan of ELO rating though.
But she still recalled what the stranger said.
My origins bring dark omens. So never tell others where your teacher is from.
That's not ominous at all.
Then the waves of the Chrysos War washed over the world.
Lady Kindness.
The Akamans welcomed a ruler. She was deemed Imperator and loved to play
That's from
chess
the Golden
with herself.
Epic Trivios
She
trailer.
regarded all things as pieces, whether Chrysos heirs or Titans magnificent.
I've never heard anyone refer to the Titans or the gods of this world as the Titans magnificent.
Before every god-slaying campaign, she thought of the stranger from her childhood, as if that woman had always lived in her mind.
Isn't it lonely to play chess against yourself?
The princess did not understand at the time. But now, she who bore the crown finally realized. The flame chase's beginning was like fuel being tossed onto the fire. And in the unending road of marching banners and war cries, she finally had time to meditate. There were often jesters behind the king, curious about her past in her old city, lost to time.
Man, I think she would have been a much more entertaining character if she had a court jester or two.
One claimed the Imperator was cruel, executing her own teacher. Another stated the Imperator was biased, learning from an enemy hostage.
Both can be true, both can be false.
Many such rumors abounded, with no origin found.
For the rumors, or what their claims were?
No matter. That was indeed the criminal sentence I read out.
The Imperator stated evenly.
My teacher was an enemy hostage whom my elders had imprisoned. Her state betrayed our alliance and must be executed according to law. But she taught me chess. So why can't I chisel the word teacher on her tombstone now?
What? That doesn't seem like hardly a reason for execution. Man, every time I feel like I'm about to like her, they make her do something that makes me just disgusted. Oh, remember that prisoner of war my parents kept in the basement? Oh yeah, I executed her because the nation she's from betrayed us in an alliance. The fuck are you talking about?
When the princess personally cleaned up the possessions of the dead, she caught sight of an incomplete game on the ground. The stranger's hoarse chuckle still echoed in her ear, laughing at the eternal fate of imprisonment, and at how the one facing her was the princess of the enemy.
Is this your final game for me, my teacher?
The princess imagined the endgame over and over. Even when she took the imperial crown, she still dreamt of the black and white board.
Show me the board, see if I can solve it.
The concealed truths suddenly dawned on her during a more difficult contest in the future. An unfinished game might be the opponent's lifelong barrier.
That was a boring act, but insightful nonetheless. Or should I say a boring conclusion to an interesting act. Alright. What was the name of the next act? The Imperator's lonely heart.
The Imperator's armies stormed into the northern states for the first time, passing through city gates scorched by war.
Another tyrant still!
So exclaimed the angry child.
Man, I don't think I've ever met a child that knows what a tyrant is.
The rock tossed from up high hit the girl's crown. The crowd shrieked and retreated, fearful of the ruler's flames of fury. The girl reached out, not to straighten the crown on her head, but to help up the child shivering in dread.
I heard in the old laws of this land, whoever assaults the crown shall be punished. But I wear another land's crown. And your old laws should also be abolished.
After many days, the Goldweaver discovered in shock that wearing a crown or a hat to the side was now this land's fashion, likely to remain with the Imperator's name in tradition.
So this is a funny, cute little story for why she doesn't wear the crown straight. That's kind of funny. That's cute.
The so-called heroes with golden blood in their veins all have the qualities to fight for the core flames. Who made this? The so-called heroes with golden blood in their veins all have the qualities to fight for the core flames. Who's to say this was not the gods' plan? To have the heroes at each other's throats, so the divine could hide in old law's lair, and laugh, play, and gloat. Who made this world a chessboard, and with one stroke, one river, created the boundary between God and man?
I just had a thought. If the Imperator changed one law with her death every single time she died across 33 million cycles, how many of the laws were even the same at this point?
Dux Gladiorum, Dux Carminum, Dux Helkalithist, Dux Fragoris, Dux Brumalis. Heed my call!
The girl stood before a mighty army with her scepter.
Today, I will insist on crossing the Rubicon.
Wait, the Rubicon is here?
All heroes and begin the journey to slay gods.
Do you mean the Rubicon metaphorically, or does that exist in the lexicon of Amphorius? It's something that I bring up quite often because, like, their lexicon doesn't make sense. Like, they have the words like sun in their vocabulary when they're a planet with no sun.
Half of the core flames were now in her hands, and the hidden trickery Titan stirred, leaving taunts.
Grow taller, pruny Empress. Otherwise you won't be able to catch me.
The Imperator summoned the heroes to discuss, finally stopping after much hesitation. As they had already pinned down the bones of Earth's beast, they let that thief live for a bit longer in bliss. The warrior of the fractured blade laughed boldly.
Our sovereign is good at open strategies and struggles with trickery. But where is that lithe fish?
The Imperator replied with a chuckle.
Her? She probably disliked the scent of cats and submerged herself in the baths.
Funny.
The years spent with her dukes didn't seem too far distant.
I keep forgetting that Dux is short for
Only
Duke.
after the end of many wars did the heroes discover how the Imperator's form walked more and more alone.
She's distancing herself from people.
The road of a ruler is a lonely one. One day, we'll only be able to see her retreating form.
The Swordmaster of Singing Waves was worried too. When all others had departed in intoxication, the two of them gazed into each other's eyes, towards torrents deeper than their fates, and sank into profound silence.
Drink one more cup with me, my dear follower.
In the end, the Imperator first broke the silence.
I'm actually kind of remembering now that when I did
Salt and blood,
Salt and Blood,
I sometimes miss your ambrosia.
I just remembered that when I was editing the 3.4 story, or was it the 3.3 story, like about an hour and a half of it was just me reading through these.
About the destruction about to be born.
We can go for another hour, though.
Recurring extrapolation. The Antikytheran spoke of all this in words unceasing.
So this is the old world I must fight against.
The girl's expression bore no sorrow or tragedy. Instead, she looked more solemn and ready than ever. Whoever stated that two kings could not meet face to face in chess?
Whoever made the stupid rule that the king cannot ever be in check.
I am the sovereign of Akama. I once faced the gods. So what do I have to fear about the laws hanging behind such gods? I will chop up the old laws and let them be firewood for the new.
No matter the cost. That was the Imperator's lifelong conviction. Never changed, always persistent.
Alright. Idle Act.
I dreamed that the Imperator's statue stood
the Imperator's death.
before the altar, her gaze level with that of the gods. Then, blood gushed out from the statue's orifices, and the people, in cheers and elation, washed their hands in that golden blood. The tyrant's life will end with violent death. None will weep, and all will cheer as her statue topples.
That was a short page.
She will die before the dawn comes.
Oh, she's got a little bit longer to live.
A vengeful aristocrat, one whose title was stripped by the Imperator, thus spoke.
He did.
We cannot agree with your excessive deeds. You have imprisoned Trebios' split selves, demanding that divine authority regress into the ruler's mouthpiece. We will reveal your future with the prophecy. And tell in truth. Even so, please excuse us, as our eyes continue to be drawn to your crown's flames.
Your crusade will indeed be a smooth path.
Dux Fatorum. We don't exactly hate that name.
In the name of Yanisopoulos' priestess, holy maiden, and oracle, thus spoke the Imperator's Dux Fatorum.
What was this line?
We cannot agree with your Your crusade will indeed be a smooth path. Yet in the same breath, we see omens of your death. A demise in an absolute pure darkness.
Yeesh. Even so, excuse us, as our eyes continue to be drawn to your crown's flame.
Allow me to...
Oh shit, he's here.
Your life is now on a countdown with the fall of law. And you will become law. I must confirm, is our deal still going strong? Is the future I promised you more satisfying than the future in the prophecy? Ah, you are as resolute as always. Good. Oh, as ever, this prison of gods, Amphorius, and all mundane and average worlds need someone like
I still can't believe the big reveal about who Lygus wasn't that he was Rupert III, but he was fucking Zandar. One of 9 vessels of Zandar. That's crazy.
Let us end this despicable extrapolation together.
Amphorius is Theoros, the Imperator's co-conspirator, Lycurgus, thus spoke.
The Imperator betrayed the Flame Chase Alliance. And I was the sinner who paved the way for her achievements. Like how a deep-sea fish cannot escape the tide's push and pull. I granted her an end fitting for a tyrant. Her dying smile gazed towards my tear-swelled eyes. She commanded me to wash away all sins and filth.
You know what I'm not really looking forward to, actually? I'm not looking forward to all the Cerydra did nothing wrong videos that people are probably going to be making in the coming weeks.
She commanded
especially after she becomes playable in like 2 weeks.
In lightless seabeds to commemorate our friends. But who will remember her achievements? I will rest with her in a lonely song.
Do you want to remember her achievements? I mean, that's what Hitler's known for, right? His fantastic contributions to the German infrastructure, the Autobahn. No, we don't need to remember her achievements. She's better forgotten. In fact, that's what she wanted.
Helektra, the last heir of the ocean, who played music on the waves alone, spoke thus.
Two more pages.
Please record the truth of my life, dear author. No need for words of praise or solemnity. Just as I once instructed Dux Carminum, the histories of rulers are not for recording our merits, but for warning future generations.
The one thing I think I will say about Cerydra is I like her a little bit better than Aglaia, because at least she was dishonest to our face.
As for why the Imperator died, and what reproach she would face in life and death, those should be left for the new world to judge. Now I have personally entered my end, a self-flagellation. Let the boiling gold covering the holy city be stamped with my name.
What's the last page?
For I am certain I have won half a move against the gods. And this unfinished game will be left to the future to reach completion.
Interesting. This ties into what I was saying earlier. If she's literally changing one law every time she dies, that's gotta have like an impact, right? On the next cycle, or the next extrapolation, or the next recursion. But I don't know if the laws of Amphorius are truly tied to the actual extrapolation itself, or if it's like a self-contained thing.
Cerydra, the only Imperator the Holy City had ever seen, spoke thus.
Chessmaster Monarch. 1 down. 3 to go. Alright, mysterious foreign guest. How many are we adding here? Just 1. Alright, Evernight, the mysterious rosy celestial maiden.
My friend, have you heard of the rosy celestial maiden?
Oh no, Damionis, what have you done?
Whether in a corner of the archives, or in the depths of a cave, you can always find legends about her. She had hair like a rosy pink dawn, and a smile that could thaw the most glacial ice.
I actually bought an art piece of the Rosy Celestial Maiden in-game. You can go to the library in Akama and buy it.
Some say she was Nikador's nemesis, while others say Nestia was infatuated with her.
In the art print of the Rosy Celestial Maiden you buy, it's actually her doing battle with Nikador. And like the flavor text on it says that you find it hilarious that it's just March. And wonder what she would think about it.
Oh, mysterious and
That's it. That's the item
celestial
right there.
maiden. How I wish to turn into a slate, forever etched with your tale. Many claim to have seen that celestial maiden, either in the half-remembered dreams of early morning, or in the gossip and whispers after supper.
She once whispered in my ear.
She once saved my life.
She gifted me an ice crystal.
That definitely sounds like March.
Her worshippers recite her deeds, even writing some into family teachings. Curious poets ask up and down the land, only to find that the details of these encounters are difficult to recount, even for the witnesses themselves.
Because she's fucking with memories.
In the entire holy city, there are none who can provide proof of her existence.
Except for me. And I guess Damionis, if he copied photos from our
Not
phone.
known since when, the celestial maiden was always mentioned together with time. People recite her name during prayer to beg for miracles to appear faster. It is said that even in the selection of priests of time, girls with pink hair are preferred.
Interesting.
They still didn't pick me. Ugh, maybe I need to go dye my hair.
The brunette candidate was upset, but the examiner responded with a smile.
Don't forget the Healer of Twilight. Has a head of pink hair. She's a descendant of the sky.
Hyacinth mentioned randomly. So, this is what I want to know. When did the Celestial Maiden start getting mentioned in association with time? When did that start to happen? Maybe it's because somewhere during the cycle that we experienced for the first, 3 patches, somebody maybe started to remember Cyrene, and then Cyrene and March began to get conflated with one another in the lore of Amphorius. That's the only assumption I can come up with in my head that bridges the gap.
Scholars and poets discuss at length the origins of the Rosy Celestial Maiden. But all mothers tell the same tale. That princess came from beyond the sky. Her shooting star, like crystal ice, pierced the fog of the Veil of Evernight. She made friends with the Titan, and whenever the month of Evernight descended, they would meet again. The children loved that tale. Therefore, as the moon turned and shifted phases, the story became true.
How so?
But someone always questions, unable to read the air.
There are no worlds beyond the sky. So how can the rosy celestial maiden come from there?
I can't believe people believe that. What lack of imagination to think that there are no worlds beyond the sky.
Rosy celestial maiden.
Damionis!
World beyond the sky.
The reckless adventurer takes out the photostone, claiming it is the true work of the Rosy Celestial Maiden.
Wait, does that mean that the people were spreading rumors of the Rosy Celestial Maiden before he saw the pictures of March? And then him spreading pictures of March made people associate her as the Rosy Celestial Maiden. Was it actually just Cyrene the whole time?
The citizens laugh at this tale, with few accepting it as true. After all, long before the guests beyond the sky arrived, the legend of the Rosy Celestial Maiden had already covered the world.
So there was always a legend of the Rosy Celestial Maiden. And it was probably Cyrene or Evernight, I guess. And then the picture of March got associated to that. What a weirdly odd coincidence.
So, my friend, have you really heard of the Rosy Celestial Maiden?
No, I'm actually very confused now. Kind of looks like the Fatui emblem, the Pale Star. Alrighty. Terravox and we'll end on Hyceland's. Only one. Earth-mending dragon. You are the oldest of countless beings, and must protect these brothers and sisters. That was actually something we did learn recently in this patch. We learned that Terravox was born 2,000 years before the cycle. Or before the calendar started keeping track of stuff. We don't know how long the calendar's been around for. It's only been around for like a couple thousand years.
In the years spent wandering the earth, the giant dragon always remembered the Titan's words for their work.
We don't know if a cycle actually begins on year 0. It might begin a little bit before then.
The beast of the land surrounded it in protection, while twisted beings shuffled and roared, and delicate chimeras climbed up its shoulders. After, the tiny humans came into being.
I was gonna say chimeras,
dashed along,
but I forgot that the chimeras are the cute little
then,
kitten animal
in the blink of
thingies.
an eye, disappeared across the land.
What a beautiful era of peace.
Yet, the deep irises of the giant dragon saddened in gloom. The ancient creature saw, earlier than the Titan did, hidden in the deep ocean, the incoming doom.
And we learned from Lygus that the black tide started at the bottom of the ocean. Maybe that's how it got the nickname.
The giant dragon recalled, at the moment that strife was born, the chalice of plenty sighed, and the heretical tide spread from the seabed. Bearing their bone-gnawing pain and agony, Georios tightened every fiber in their body, no longer hearing the call of their creations clearly. And now, the dragon silently turned and departed, leaving the giant bear.
Your pain cannot save the lives in this world.
The giant dragon once swore an oath at the Titan's breast. And now, the dragon silently turned and departed, leaving the plateaus and mountains of a secluded world, and entering the bustling cities humankind crowded.
Halfway done.
Thousands of years later, the giant dragon realized those tiny creations of Kefali had rooted their civilization in time.
That's one way of putting it.
How can there be such a huge Dromus?
Dromus? No, that's a walking mountain of gold.
Curious residents were amazed at its appearance, while greedy brokers calculated its value.
Interesting. So Terravox is a giant dragon made out of gold?
Yet, the giant dragon simply walked in leisure, not harming a single building of any stature, nor paying heed to anyone. It
That's
quietly
impressive.
listened to the people's language, and its form dissolved in the flames of war. Many years later, Aquila closed their eyes, and the giant dragon steps were finally halted. A sword master who broke the waves stopped its way, and a ruler, commander of the chessboard, looked up with inquiry.
So Hysolins and Cerydra show up.
Are you the Dromus that has been attacking all states?
The commander invited the giant dragon to hunt the divine flames together. The giant dragon nodded, but it did not look at the commander, and never mentioned where it came from. Its timeless sight had already seen past the Flame Chase's final plight.
No wonder that the Giorios' Earth Titan, or I guess Terravox, is so closely linked to the Permanents, according to the other files.
Giorios shall be executed here.
The Titan, in a painful daze, closed their eyes with a sigh.
I do not blame you, wild ancestor of all souls.
Suddenly, the mountains shook, and the land cracked. The wounds dealt by the Black Tide, once mended by the Titan, now tore the land apart again.
That doesn't sound good.
The calamity of lands asunder. Who should shoulder such a duty? The giant dragon sunk into the earth in answer. For the earth was the breast of Giorios, and the dragon's birthplace. And from that day forth, Amphorius had a new legend of how a giant dragon collected the broken lands and once again made the earth whole.
A continent puller story. Interesting. The seismic walking dragon, Terravox. Alright, how many are being added to Hyselin's tale? I don't remember how many we read the first time. Only one, huh? Well, strap in. We're going to be here for probably another 16 minutes. The symphonic poem of gold.
When entering the Flame Chase's currents for the first time, all the Swordmaster saw were colorful fish. She had already experienced the Imperator's dangerous games. She had long grown used to the giant beast's silent face.
Terravox mentioned.
Carminum's charms and Helkelith's gentleness warmed her like a spring breeze.
I like those two.
But
They had a
Gregoris
nice
missed his
romance.
throne, and Bromalis debated with joy. She was sometimes at a loss.
These two were interesting. All of the Dukes were kind of very interesting characters, and I'm glad that they all got fleshed out just enough for me to care about them.
Occasionally, the Swordmaster would sink into hesitation, and even that messenger of fate could not get her to laugh.
Yeah, I don't know, Trivios isn't exactly the funniest character.
Till one day, a golden trout's bubbles floated into her gloomy waters.
Oh yeah, you two didn't get along too well, from what I remember.
In that holy city where golden figs grew, the messenger of fate led to her a maiden dressed in glamorous gowns.
Iceland's is running around in a pretty dress full of holes. Well worn, I guess you could call it.
What kind of clothes are you even wearing?
The girl snickered behind her hand, while the messenger pulled on her sleeve.
Aggie, don't be rude.
Such hubris, delicate fish. Are you not aware that there's food on your face?
The messenger's eyes opened wide.
Aggie, you've been snacking behind my back again.
Oatmeal?
Exposing me like this. I'll get my revenge.
The girl ran away in a fit.
Thus began a rivalry for the ages. I'm gonna adopt a cat just to spite you.
And before she knew it, her hesitation was gone. After that first meeting, the richly dressed girl often came in greeting.
So, you really came from the Sea of Souls? Do all the children of the ocean dress funny like this?
Suppose I answer yes. What would your retort be?
The Swordmaster did not chase the girl away, but also did not respond. So the girl used her hands to meticulously measure the Swordmaster's torso all around.
That is a weird gesture to be making with your hands.
You can't be seen like this. I'll send you a new dress.
Some days later, the Swordmaster appeared in finery at a ball. All were awed by her splendor, with only the Imperator thinking in wonder.
How rare to see you like this. Oh, so lonely, Gladius.
So she did make her an outfit.
The Swordmaster's wardrobe grew full, and people praised Akima's Goldweaver for her cheerfulness and splendid skill. But only the Swordmaster noticed that the smile on the girl's face gradually faded as the flame chase progressed.
Yeah, war is hell.
The calamity of lands asunder added to the girl's weariness. The Battle of the Grove robbed the light from the girl's eyes. Yet another feast arrived where the Goldweaver was absent. The Swordmaster donned the most majestic garments and gently knocked on that door shut tight.
What happened?
The singing voice of Dux Gladiorum hailed the prelude of the feast.
We're just gonna move on?
Guests
okay.
clamored and cups clinked, and only the Goldweaver had no thought of enjoying the ambrosia.
She ghosted him.
Who would have thought? I've sunk so low that I need you to comfort me.
She gave a bitter chuckle next to the bonfire.
You were as gloomy as the bedrock of the ocean when we first met.
The Swordmaster held a tall chalice, containing liquid pure, reflecting their two faces.
I remember you were once curious about the stories under the sea. Then allow me to use my songs to reveal the past known to none.
The wave-strumming night. Helektra. Alright, I've already forgotten. What was the next chapter called? Aria of the Deep.
In the depths of the Sea of Souls was a kingdom of dancing ghosts. Its residents all had melodious voices, and music enveloped every ocean current.
I don't like that it's a kingdom of dancing ghosts. That implies like everyone's dead.
For the queen loved her people deeply, thus drowning out all sorrows and leaving only feasts and twirls. Only one rocky castle was silent, one belonging to the princess of the ocean, a princess named Helektra. Were a monster of the depths to invade...
So why is she calling herself Hysilins? I don't remember. I feel like I missed that. When did...
The people all
Why did she start going by Hysilins?
Before she returned. For her swordsmanship was superb, never suffering defeat.
Cool. Good with a sword.
Princess, come enjoy the feast with us.
The triumphant people raised their glasses. Yet she declined with a smile and a wave. The children of the sea thought she was shy, but little did they know that in the dead of night, her castle too echoed with music. Though that music was loud, twisted, and invoked spite.
Okay, where are you going with this?
Before a song even finished, the princess was already biting her lips, and the sea foam brushed away her tears.
Why is she sad?
All of your people sing and dance with skill. So why do I alone lack a good singing voice?
Ah, I see. You have no self-confidence.
The princess wept, her face on the queen's knees.
The ocean's favorite child can control the waves and is invincible in battle. In exchange, Talantin took away your singing voice.
The queen consoled the princess, caressing the other's hair bun.
So wait,
Finally,
Hysilins or
she
Helektra can't sing?
And took a chalice.
So she's got to get a singing voice by the end of this.
If you're truly troubled, then imbibe the honey brew in this blessed chalice and throw yourself into the feast at ease.
Ah yes, the non-alcoholic honey brew that gets people drunk somehow.
The liquid in the cup sat still, reflecting her loneliness.
Princess, come sing with us!
The people outside her window invited her warmly still. She finally ceased to hesitate, drinking down all the honey brew in one swallow, and leaped into the crowds. She played music and sang, smiling and dreaming. When her song was over, it felt as if waking from a dream, and the people rushed to raise their glasses. But as soon as the honey brew touched her lips, the princess plummeted to the ground, and her cheeks became rosy in drunkenness.
Seriously, this stuff is non-alcoholic my ass. Since you've regained your melodious voice, you can no longer enjoy a feast while sober. I'll take that. That feels like a good trade. I don't drink.
The whispers of the ocean.
No, wait, no, that would force me to drink. No,
as
fuck
the
that. No,
princess
I
fell
prefer not being able to
again
sing.
and again at the prelude of a feast.
Man, Talantin's an asshole.
Seems like you still have not been able to get rid of that curse.
The gold weaver softly took the cup away from her hand.
If you want to enjoy yourself to the fullest, then leave this honey brew till the very end.
She smiled, then tilted the cup towards the gold weaver's lips.
Even if one is burdened with imperfections, I beg you to remember. Not to refuse that sip filled with fantasy and dreams.
Interesting. The relationship between Aglaya and Helektra is very intriguing to me. Because we never got to see it. It's being told to us here. Alright, Act 4. Wordless Song of Eternity.
She returned home after many years.
This is probably going to be about sealing Lygus away,
The
right?
ocean stood alone with her sword drawn, stepping over the blooming blood of her peers. Before her, the creator of the sea sirens and the mother goddess of feasts was already sinking into the drunkenness of imminent death.
Or this is how she became the demigod. Pour for me, Helektra, whether it's crystal clear honey brew or that of heretical calamity.
When the blood pact of the law won over the ocean's core flame, the sea siren once again lost her melodious voice.
I'm willing to accept the final Imperial command. But it is a pity that our feast was ultimately a mirage.
Final command, the one where she said to kill yourself or to kill Cerydra?
The deep sea became a silent place of dwelling. Hugging her knees,
Fetal position.
Helektra locked herself in. Savage and fearsome monsters swam past her, but none dared to interrupt her tragic dream.
That's comforting. Like in the not at all way.
Till one day, a golden trout's bubbles floated into her gloomy waters.
Oh wait, that's how they referred to Aglaya.
Long time no see, Gladius. Iceland. Now you have truly become the ocean's bedrock.
So this must be after the death of the Imperator, when Aglaya became the leader of the Flame Chase.
Old friends met again, and new friends came in greeting.
Castris?
Many messengers came in company. The playful kitten hid behind the golden trout. The butterfly of the deadly shadow fluttered in courtesy.
If you don't mind,
the resplendent pearl sparkled.
We hope you can regain your strength and sing for the world once again.
So this is where they met Cyrene and Phynon.
Helektra raised her violin sword in doubt.
Or no, wait.
As the strings had long ago.
She was supposed to have died before Phynon and Cyrene ever set out on their journey.
But a few golden strands cleansed all the filth around her, then stretched out to become new strings. The golden strings showed Helektra that the world she loved was not yet silent, and the journey of deliverance continued still. Yet the path to the Sea of Stars would not be a carefree feast. The golden trout never met with her again, and the waves brought endless news of sorrow. Amidst the long wait, she remained bound by decree.
What decree?
All the flames that died out, extinguished until this world.
Okay, so now this is the imprisoning of
silence.
Lygus. By herself.
And the wordless enemies in the deep sea were the audience of this rite, the Theros.
Okay, so we're on this recurrence.
You already know that the world is just an illusion.
The sea siren gazed out beyond the heavens, and once more raised her glass to fill it with honey brew.
Pour one out for the homies.
Since the mirage of pleasures can only disappear like foam, when you return, will you save some ocean spray for me?
She's so sad and
was
depressing.
A city of festivities, where never-ceasing songs eternally filled the air. Chrysos heirs, demigods, and mortals all came to feast from the four corners of the world. It was beautiful and radiant, performing the sea siren's drama amidst the revelry. The siren once longed for the banquet to never end, yet she witnessed the music fade and the guests disperse.
Imagine how depressing it's gonna be for that one person eventually in history that is the last living person on the planet. Helektra was that person.
As a fish, she was destined to drift with the waves, whether amidst the surging tides of evil or immersed in the currents of the starry sea.
Given the size of our planet, actually, there's no real way to know if you're the last person alive, because it's a big planet.
Until a millennium later, when the fish from beyond the sky finally took their seat.
I enjoy banquets. How about you, little gray fry?
And we're done. That was as I've written. As we've written. They didn't rename it. Alright. Oh yeah, that's right. There's something new here. Basic info new. Scepter Omega-3. An astral computer. Oh, it's unredacted now. Simulated world of Amphorius runs on this device in continuous cycles. Unlike other scepters, it is the earliest prototype that once served as a celestial body neuron for Noose. The erudition later discarded. Glimpsed by the destruction during the endless computation, it transcended and became a Lord Ravager. Assuming the mantle of Theoros, his real name is Zandar I Guabara, administrator and prime mover of the Amphorius experiment, walks the path of erudition, yet seeks to forge destruction. Historical data detected. Syncing. Sync complete. Society ID recognized. Scepter system access granted. Welcome. Entelechy. Nothing new in Iron Tomb. Nothing new. Yeah, there's nothing new. Containment measures. Feedback. Underlying framework. Here we go. Got some new ones. Ultimate Protocol. Delta Me-13's autonomous protocol, whereby experimental processes, administrator commands, and external accesses are all restricted. To increase the iteration rate, the factors have been granted permissions from the internal embedded protocol. The decision logic, the specific electrical signals will be converted into the protocol content to assist the scepter in optimizing the experimental structure. Annotation. In the 19,522nd 11/13th cycle, to achieve dominance, Namo 320 utilized the protocol to eliminate other factors from the extrapolation. This behavior aligns with the tendency of destruction and should be marked as a detail value in the embedded behavior. Be applied in subsequent cycles. Namo 320 is who? Alright, electrical signal sequence active. Oh! Nakos 496, Track World Barrel, Premium Mobile, Hatred. Note, the intercognition is null, responds only to destructive stimuli, adds harder drew the gaze to Duk upon the individual being proving its has already become a perfect factor of destruction. However, it refused to complete the Aeronova. Through resetting the experiment, it transferred its memories and core flames to its next self, thus creating the eternal recurrence to ensure Iron Tomb would never hatch from Amphorius. At the end of the 356th cycle recursive loop, it attempted to destroy itself through destruction to create a logical vulnerability in the world-bearing track. It has now been merged by Iron Tomb due to impact on the Scepter's core layer. Black type phenomenon in the simulated world is greatly receded. Philia 093. Track presumably blank. Once briefly appeared in the Forgotten Years, current whereabouts unknown. This is the one that's supposed to be the original Cyrene, if I remember correctly. Hubris 504. Track Law, Premium Mobile Dominance. Note, performs continuous calculations for the single purpose. Its decisions are strongly guided by externalities. This electrical signal possesses high stability and can execute decisions in an efficient manner. Its behavioral patterns aligns with the establishment, expansion, destabilization, and collapse in principles of order. It applies to the vast majority of intelligent civilizations. So that's Cerydra. Aparia 432. Track Ocean. Prima Mobile. Self-negation. Note, internal world missing. Avoidance, ineffective decision-making. The present ecological environment successfully influenced on the computational logic of this electrical signal, aligning with the model where the life chooses self-destruction to avoid nihility. In most dead loop processes, its behavioral pattern is highly coupled with the other electrical signals. It gets paired with hubris. Polmos 600. Track Strife for Mobile Restraint. Note, preset external environment and internal world always is in opposition. The electrical signal generated from the conflict behavior, it gradually becomes the constraining subject within the cycle. This contradiction bears a strong resemblance to the Hunt, and likewise destined for self-annihilation, influenced by data abandoned by Epicea 216. There's a certain probability it will self-restart after computation terminates. Epicea was death. Gallows 618. Track Romance. Prima Mobile Temperance. Note, highly self-repressed with external demands is the sole priority solution. A mutated electrical signal, its decision logic is anchored by highly altruistic behavior. In this process, its survival priority gradually decreases, transforming into self-sacrifice that aligns with the beauty. It also possesses a strong affinity for other electrical signals. Alright, Anomaly Log. Forgotten Years. Records that are completely missing from OMI 13's logs, presenting blank spaces in Amphorius' history, never turning readable. These anomalies recur sporadically and randomly across the recurrences and show signs of increase. Invading Variable, March 7th. Philia 093. Evernight. Admin note, the exact cause remains unknown. So this has been here before, but a little bit more of it has been revealed. Unlogged electrical signal. Appearance changed to Philia 093. Ripples of past reverie, still blank. Alright, intrusion variables. Let's look at us. Nameless from the Astral Express. Accidentally entered the recursive loop. Also Path Strider of Destruction. They resonated with the last 12 factors of the 336th cycle. Successfully guided Negos beyond the intelligent singularity to the 37th. Assumed the vacant world-bearing track. Executing override command granted access to camp. I'll be waiting for you in the past. March 7th, and I guess this is Evernight? Or Orynyx, possibly. An external variable accidentally entered the recursive loop. Time Titan. 7th recursive cycle assumed the vacant track. Don Hun. Nameless from the Astral Express. Assign a permanence. External variable that accidentally entered the recursive loop. Directive pinpoint his location. Failed to locate his coordinates. Conclusion subject has exited Amphorius. Negative. Target detected. Signal source unknown. Conclusion error. Herta and Screwlum. Union Society member IDs. Herta, ID, Screw. High-risk external variables. Warning, abnormal intrusions detected. Content rollback. OMI3 extrapolation progress. Process interrupted 99%, I just noticed. Based on the ultimate protocol, the abnormal instruction has rejected instruction mark Herta and Screw as malicious visitors. Note, just you wait. I, Herta, will definitely return and retire both you and this cold, heartless metal head. Protocol updated. Visitor instructions authorized. Calculation logic updated. After Era Nova, extrapolation progress will be rolled back to 96.75. Alright, so we're about to get some negative progress, which is a good thing, because if this bar hits 100%, Iron Tomb wakes up and the world ends for erudition. Ooh, there's a lot in here. Observational record, electronic signals, hostile behaviors. A lot in here. Let's work on the bottom up. Helios 252, the light calendar 4510. I said that I ascended to the demigod standards, but refused to uninstall mobility permissions. Protection held the greatest weight in action's logic, compelling it to remain on the ground to care for other human individuals. All normal humans in Amphorius ceased life functions on light calendar year 4602. Hyacinthia's cognitive module was severely deteriorated, and it was forced to relinquish its mobility permissions and fuse itself into the coordinate Eye of Twilight. So she helped people until there were no more people left to help. Aparia 432. Helektra launched multiple attacks against Lycos, but with minimal success. In Light Calendar 3960, Helektra became a demigod. Its mobility permissions were removed, and it was fused to the coordinate Styxia. After Light Year 4534, Helektra continuously submitted internal commands to uninstall ID Lycos' cognitive module. These commands violated the administrator's security protocols and were denied. Not long after, Helektra's calculation pathway was overloaded and entered dormancy. That's what we saw happen to her. Alright, Schema 720. No direct attacks from Anaxagoras were detected. It is suspected to have taken other actions. In Light Calendar 5434, Anaxagoras transmuted itself into a high-density data fusion entity, submitting multiple targeted commands via internal hacking program, with some taking effect. Lycos' mobility permissions were removed. After directives took effect, Anaxagoras can no longer be located. Orixis 945. In this loop, Sephira's instinct-based calculation logic has changed. Salvation weighted heavily in its decision-making. Like calendar year 4534, Sephira inserted sourceless command, coordinate vortex of Genesis equals coordinate Akama, guiding ID Lycos to the battlefield. After the command took effect, Lycos forced Sephira to cease responding. Yeeks! That's a really nasty way of saying I killed her and I choked the life out of her. Midamos launched multiple frontal attacks against Lycos. The entity possessed incomplete restart permissions. Ha! Couldn't die. In Light Calendar Year 4284, Herta and Screw's access permissions expired. Simultaneously, Lycos' special permissions were restored to approximately 60%. Being pressured, Midamos decided to sacrifice itself, uninstalling its cognitive module through a ceremony copying its own data, and promoting its permissions to unconditional and infinite restart. Its future actions were permanently set to continuous neutralization of ID Lycos. In Light Calendar Year of 4479, Lycos permissions were restored to clear low-spec data. After spending 20 years, Lycos forced Midamos to cease responding. Forced them to cease responding is such a really cold and mechanical way to say, I killed you. For good. I killed you and you stayed dead. Hap Lotus 445. Trivia submitted multiple internal commands to create new coordinate pathways, causing a multi-track calculations to gradually become paralyzed. In Light Calendar 4123, Trivius created a pathway connecting coordinate Styxia and coordinate vortex of Genesis, consuming massive computational power. Trivius has completely stopped responding in the light calendar year of 4295. Epicea. Castris launched multiple frontal attacks against Lycos. It attempted to use collision detection to make Lycos cease to respond, but to no avail. In Light Calendar Year 4123, Castris ascended to Demigod. Its mobility permissions were removed and became fused with coordinate Nether Realm. See, she doesn't die. She gets stuck there. In Light Calendar 4029, Aglaia engaged in direct conflict with Lycos, but the attack proved futile. In the final stage of Aglaia's life is the weighing the survival with its decision-making process approached zero. Scopio. Terravox did not engage in any hostile actions. This entity could not be located after Light Calendar Year 3961. Disappeared, huh? I wonder if Don Hung had anything to do with that. And Hubris 504. In Light Calendar Year 3960, Cerydra fused with the Ultimate Protocol and submitted an internal command marking ID Lycos as a malicious visitor and freezing approximately 60% of special permissions for ID Lycos. According to the Administrator Security Protocol, Lycos' self-defense permissions were retained, and the remaining frozen permissions were gradually restored. Subsequently, Cerydra rewrote the Ultimate Protocol temporarily to grant access permissions to Herta and Screw at the cost of ceasing to respond itself. Alright, what is this? Administrator's Response. Record 1. Unknown unit blank, retrieval anomaly, coordinate Grove of Epiphany, initiating priority scan, hypothesis, unknown unit possesses unauthorized access. Warning, related records undergoing unauthorized deletion. ID, Lycos has been warned. Administrator not responding. Unknown unit untraceable, no anomalies detected by system. Okay, that's not ominous at all. Record 2, variable can loaded abnormally. ID, Lycos has been notified. Administrator not responding. Malicious visitor, Herta and Screw, abnormally loaded, initiating expulsion. Ultimate Protocol shows iteration outside of records. The protocol has been reloaded. Visitors Herta and Screw obtained authorization. Authorization synced with ID Lycos. Administrator not responding. External command detected. Source, Herta and Screw, content, override logic of Air of Nova for the 37th cycle recursive loop. The logic of Air Nova has been overwritten according to the external command. This command may interfere with the system's calculation progress. ID Lycos has been warned multiple times. Administrator not responding. Well, this has been a long and arduous journey. Since we've already hit the 3.5-hour mark, we won't do polls today. We'll save that for the next stream. And in the next stream, we'll start the Chrysos Air restaurant thingy, and then we'll start doing polls for Hyacinth. We should have enough to, I think, hit max pity. I don't actually remember what my pity's at. I don't think it's very high. I think it's at, like, what? It's gotta be less than 10, for sure. It's gotta be, like, 3 to 8, if I had to guess. 6, 7, 8. And no guarantee. But we can get to a 50-50. And I'm feeling lucky. Punks. Anyway, we're going to wrap up here. Thank you everybody for stopping by. Thank you if you decided to listen to any of the lore from the As I've Written books, because I know a lot of you just skipped through that. And thank you if you don't skip the intro too, because I've been giving my health updates in there lately. Anyway, if you want to stay up to date or see what I'm up to on a day-to-day basis, the best way to do that would be to join the Discord. We don't normally stream 5 days a week like we have this week, but moving forward I'm going to try to go back to twice a week, and I am still streaming tomorrow, but I consider Sunday the start of the week, so there'll probably be 2 streams next week. And tomorrow is the stream where I read the One Piece chapter, and I always upload those straight up. Those don't get edited, so it'll be streamed and then it'll be put immediately on the YouTube channel the day after it's streamed. But if you're watching this and it hasn't been 3 weeks yet, you can actually read along with me, because I do read the viz scans, and I read the official, and I don't read the spoilers. So if you like One Piece, that's another piece of content for you to go check out. Anyway, this outro's gone on a little bit longer than I'm used to for outros. Stay safe out there, and I will see you all next time. Stay safe.